I'm in the pot, 5x5, Bitcoin and Ethereum. Let's take a look. What's happening in the charts, shall we? What's going on with Bitcoin? It just broke out, and we have this amazing trade happening in Pandora as well. We bought down here, and now we're going to be trading to all the way up here to my target. We'll talk about that and more in today's episode, right? And if you're interested in that, you could do so by going to buybit.davincij15.com. Interested in trading this, right? We're going to be talking about how you could trade this and make some money on this, and also femex.davincij15.com. So if you're interested in finding out more about what my trade is, how you're going to trade, make sure you sit down and watch the rest of this video because it's very important. Don't forget to hit the like, subscribe, bell button and all. And I'm here joined with Inti Campo.
Good morning, people. How are you today?
It's been a while, man. We've been missing you. How you doing, man?
I'm doing pretty good. Most importantly, how are you doing? How was this taquillas?
To kill you. Oh man, if I see alcohol again, I swear to God, I will. It'll be too soon. I swear to God. I'm just glad to be back.
That is a lie, you know it.
I had a great time, right? Thank you guys, right, for being patient, right? And we're gonna be talking about Bitcoin and Ethereum, of course, today. And what to do about all the fees, man? Have you seen the fees for Bitcoin and Ethereum? They're crazy.
Yeah, they chop you apart, man. I tell you. I tried to do like a small transaction the other day. They took between the fees from the system and the fees from the exchange house. I lose like 35% of my money. It was brutal.
I know, it's brutal. So we're gonna be talking about how to manage that in the coming weeks because they're not gonna change with the big money coming into this space. You're gonna see a lot of fees continue to go higher because these guys, when they're moving like $100 million, right? They don't care about $100 fee. All right, with that said, Inti, you've got a few words to say before we get onto the charts.
Yes, as always, people, it's worth to remind you that this video is for entertainment purposes only, and this is not financial advice. Please do your own research before putting any of your hard-earned money on the market, and let's have some fun.
All right, let's do that. Okay, so with that said, let me just undo this and go back to my chart here. Let's see here. There we go. So this was a trade here that we took in the Pandora's Wallet subscriber group. So if you're not a member of that group, right, you missed out, right? So member, you could join as a member and get 50% off right now. So head over there and get your 50% off before the sale ends. And we took this beautiful trade, came into our exact entry point, and boom, just took off right from there. And so we're looking to take profits approximately at the 38.2 level, which is the $49,000 level. I think we might be able to hold it a little bit longer, right? Let me just quickly switch over to the cross here. Oops, just getting used to the new to my old system, basically. Okay, so there we go. I think we're probably going to be headed up to the 1 hour, the 200 period moving average on the 1 hour, and probably head a little bit higher because if we zoom out a bit, right? Let's see here. You can see there's clear resistance a lot higher. So don't be surprised if Bitcoin decides to come all the way up to these levels up here, where these wicks are. So right here, right about the $51,000 level, you can see that that's probably where we're going to see Bitcoin come up to that. Maybe even take a look at the 61.8 before we actually return back down. I think there's a good chance that we could come back all the way down to the 41,000 level, of course, because it's just too big of a it has too much resistance down there for it to not check it before we continue going higher. So that's what I'm looking for in the future. Now, If you're looking to follow us on this trade, right, the only thing you can do is go down to the lower time frame, right? Try to find some sort of like Wing patterns for now, right? That's the easiest thing to do. Actually, there's more than that you could do, of course. You can see that this was a bullish. This was a flag, a bull flag right here, which you missed earlier on, right? But if you had caught it, right, it was a clear bull flag for you to take. Here, let me just quickly get to the race, and there you go. There it is, right here. You can see we could have won and taken this bull flag right there. All right, I'm gonna delete that. So, anyways, oops, Control Z. I want to delete this. Yeah, so it was clear that this was a bull flag there. And now we're headed higher, right? So I would wait for this to consolidate before you you jump in on any trade. You could go down to even for the smaller 5-minute time frame, right? You can see there's a nice little cheeky W on the 5-minute, and it's probably already like you have to set your stops to break even at this point because it's already taken off. So there you go. There's always an option for you to trade. There's always points where you could trade. Like, for example, you miss something, you could always go down to the lower time frames and see if you can find an opportunity to help you get into a trade. Every single day, there's a way to work a trade. All right. Ethereum, it's also has also broken out, right, of its pattern here. Let's see here. Let me just go back. There we go. There it is. So as you can see, it's broken out of its out of this downwards trend. I mean, it was brutal downwards trend. You can see it was clearly heading down. I actually added to my trade. I kept my trade open, which I probably shouldn't have done, but I did it anyways. And this way, I've added to it. I've added like 50,000 to this trade as it came back down. So I decided, hey, you know what? I think it's gonna pop back up, and it did. And yeah, so as you can see, I've added to that trade, and now you can see that Ethereum is pumping hard. It's above the 13 EMA on the 4-hour. Love that. It's definitely now bullish, and we can see this probably head back up to. Let's see, what was this? I would like to know what was the actual total. Oops. Undo. Amount that it actually it went down. Like, let's see here. Well, there we go. That's a 36% retrace. Wow, huge. Okay, so that's normal, right? That was to be expected, right? I've talked about that many times in my videos, that this kind of move is to be expected. You can see that we got that exactly as we expected. I was expecting even 40% as a possibility, and so yeah. Now that that's probably played out and we're all done with that, let's take a look at our fibs and see where this thing might come back up to, because I love my fibs. Okay, there we go. We can see the 38.2 has some serious resistance levels here. You can see that we could probably have Ethereum have some pause action and consolidate at the 38.2 before it decides to go a little bit higher. So looking for it to probably head back to the next resistance level will be well back up here at the 78.6 at 18. $1,800, $18 or $1,900 approximately. You see, that's where there's a cluster of resistance, and we're probably, if we get up there, right, we're probably going to see Ethereum maybe reverse before we see it continue higher in this bull trend that we're in. So look for Ethereum to travel all the way up to 1900, like all this did not happen in the coming days. All right. With that said, I wanted to finally, before I moved on, I wanted to show you where my trade is how is my trade doing at $200,000. You know, I cleared my other trade, and now I'm in this new trade for Ethereum, for Bitcoin, right? And yeah, It's doing very well. So if you want to be a part of those trades, right? Remember, you could do so by heading. You could be a part of the Telegram group that I'm in here, right? My Telegram group, Pandora's Wallet Telegram group. We talked about this trade last night, and when I came in, and so yeah, if you're interested in being part of the group, please subscribe to Pandora's Wallet, right? Because that's the only way to get a part of this group and get into those lovely trades. Alrighty. Also, my trades with you'll also be able to see all my altcoin portfolio as well. Alrighty. With that said, I want to talk about the fees, right? Inti, do you love fees?
No.
Nobody likes
Ask me
fees.
again if I love taxes too.
Do you like taxes? No, nobody likes taxes. Right? It's like a tax, right? These fees, right? But you know what? At least they're going to some place to someone who's actually providing a great service. Like, can you imagine your taxes are going to your government, which provides poor service? These guys are the miners are providing a great service. So again, we're seeing like huge fees with Bitcoin and Ethereum. So some of the things you can do, of course, right, is you could always wait it out, right? Is one way to deal with the large fees. That's one option, right? Sometimes that doesn't work out, right? I remember I had a friend call me up and said, "Hey, you know what, Da Vinci, what do I do with my transaction's been stuck for 20 days?" Another thing which I could suggest you do, right? If you send a low fee transaction and you're seeing it being stuck, if that transaction has changed back to you, so for example, you'd have to go to blockchain.info, right, and enter in the blockchain.com blockchain.com or blockchain.info. Right, and then enter in your let's just go to the Explorer. And let's select a particular transaction. Let's see if there's a transaction that we can see a change to. There you go. Nope, this does not have a change address. Figures. The only one that does not have a change address. Let's see here. This one. There we go. This one has a change address. So, for example, you've sent some bitcoins, right? This is you've sent a small amount, right, to this one guy, right? And then this was your change. This was what came back to you, right? This is unconfirmed, and you're like, oh darn, I want to get this thing confirmed faster. I'm paying such a low fee, and most wallets, right, have, not all of them, have what's it called, a replace by fee, so that you can actually replace this transaction fee and bump it up slowly, right? So that you don't lose too much money, right? So that's one way that you could deal with some of the fees. Is right. Start with use a wallet like Samurai Wallet, right? Or where you can actually change the fees that you're sending out on Bitcoin. And so that's important, right? Make sure that you have a wallet that allows you to do that as one way. And then if it doesn't allow you to do that, what you can do, right, is either get the person who received the money to spend it, right, if you can, right? Some people don't have wallets that allow you to spend unconfirmed transactions, because then what happens is the child pays for parent, meaning the next person who makes a transaction pays for your low transaction fee. So if he makes a higher fee transaction, right, with the money that the bitcoins he sent, that's one way of you like avoiding the fees. So yeah, that's some of the options you have, and also you could always just, if he can't do it, then you could do it. All you have to do is spend this money, your change, and then all of a sudden with a higher fee, and then all of a sudden that's another way of actually increasing the fee of the overall transaction, because the transactions are linked in a chain, right, one after the other. It's very important that you understand that point, because this is an unspent output, so this goes to your next wallet, and then you can spend this, and then they get interconnected, but your wallet has to support spending unconfirmed transactions. All right. Another option, right? Of course, right, that you could do is you could go use the Lightning Network, right? You start using Lightning Network, but not a lot of places do accept Lightning payments, and that's always a problem, right? The chicken and the egg situation, right? Well, make sure your wallet actually uses. Another thing is you make sure your wallet uses SegWit, right? To detect that it uses SegWit, you'd have to see that the wallet address starts with BC. If your wallet address starts with 3 or 1, it's not. It may not. It may be like this is most likely a SegWit wrapped address, right? Which is okay. It's compatible with the previous version, um, but it's not native SegWit. If you want to be native SegWit, you have to have addresses, right, that are start with BC, not with a 3 or a 1. If you're starting with a 1, you're probably using the older style, and then that you're paying the most fees. And if you're starting with 3, your fees are a little bit lower, but not as much as they can be if you use a pure SegWit address. All right. I hope you guys. Well, with that said, I think that's all the other options that you have to really for managing your fees, right? I hope you learned something about that managing your fees. I know with Ethereum, it's a little bit even. It's harder to do so with Ethereum because Ethereum doesn't have a lot of options that you have because it's a lot faster to transact on Ethereum. Your assets can your what's it called transaction can be canceled a lot easier on Ethereum and then reset. Alrighty. With that said, NT,
Yep.
I wonder have you learned a little bit about the transactions today?
Yeah, sure I did. I never got the difference between Segway and native Segway.
Yeah, there's the SegWit which is wrapped, and then native SegWit is basically the because the wrapped SegWit is like starts with a 3. It could be because what they're
Ah,
doing is they're using the old version and of Bitcoin, and then allowing you to hide the SegWit in underneath there. So native, right? You have to start if you're looking for the pure native. Your address must start with a BC. All
get
right.
it.
All right, cool. All right, well, I hope you learned something cool today. And thanks for watching. And remember, Bitcoin's real. Bitcoin's here to stay, and you need to be a part of it. Cheers, people.
Bye.